Hey, good morning. How is everybody? Marcelina.
Hi.
Good morning. I love that you have on this sweater, Marcy.
Man, it's cold.
I say that yogis, and I'm talking about Marcelina on our Instagram, IG. She has on this really cozy sweater. I'm just telling the folks on Facebook. And it just shows that you can literally wear anything during yoga. Anything. Many times I've gone to her class after work and had on all sorts of things. So tights with a tunic over it, a dress shirt with some yoga pants, just anything to get your yoga in for today, the day. So we have about 5 more minutes before class begins. We'll let some folks trickle in here. I'll be right back, Mercy. 2 seconds. Oh, hey, Monty. Monty's here this morning.
Money. Oh, what's up, Chrissy?
Hi, Krista. Oh, there's lots of yogis here. That's awesome. Not on Instagram, but on Facebook. You like who? Where's Krista? um, you're welcome. And are there any areas of your body you like to work on this morning? We'll wait for you to reply back. Oh, Imani. But today our class is going to focus on yoga for your muscles and your bones. So far, we have talked about yoga for your heart. We had a heart flow the first couple days to strengthen and heal the heart. Then we had yoga for your brain, what happens to us neurologically when we practice yoga regularly. And then we had yoga for your neck and shoulders. And today it's yoga for your bones and muscles. So let a couple more people come in. And today, actually, hey Bill, did you know that Table Scotton was Bill and Marcy?
Who?
Bill?
Oh. Like the teacher?
No, not Will. Oh my God, Bill from Palmer Park. I'm gonna wave at Bill now. Hey. All right, awesome. So for these first couple minutes, we're gonna start standing, but we have a few minutes before class starts. So I think it'd be a cool opportunity to just take a moment to ground ourselves. So let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Find any seated position. Grab your blocks. If you don't have a block, you can grab a big book like an Encyclopedia Britannica. What did you and Claire use for
I had this box.
use a box? You can also grab a blanket. It doesn't have to be a yoga blanket. It could be from your bed to give your knees or your shoulders or any tender parts of your body some love. And yes, Imani, you can definitely do some of this stuff in bed. I don't know about plank pose in bed, but or side plank, but most of it you'll be able to probably do in your bed.
Should the blanket be folded?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Marcy gets her props together, or while you may be getting your props together, for those of you who are on the mat, we'll start with our eyes just closed. Taking a moment to ground ourselves here this morning. To center ourselves. To strengthen ourselves. Letting your eyes relax close for a moment. To begin this shift where your attention and your focus moves from the external, everything around your body, outside of your mat, outside of your yoga space. As you start to listen to each breath, and that attention and focus begin to shift inside. As you watch your breath move in and out of your body. And yesterday our mantra was, I accept. Today our mantra is, I am strong. Take a few more moments here, simply breathing, observing your breath. Observing your mantra and setting your intention for your practice today. So anytime the mind wanders, you can come right back to this seated position and reaffirm your strength, not just in body, but in mind. Whenever you notice the mind getting weak, focusing on something outside of your body or off of your yoga mat, without any judgment, bring your awareness and your attention back to your breathing. And on your next inhale, take a big breath in, fill up your belly, your ribs, your chest. Breathe in. Exhale as you let it go through the mouth. Big breath in, fill up your low belly, your rib cage, and your chest. And exhale as you soften the chest, rib cage, and belly. Inhale, filling up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. And exhale as you release it all. Breathing in through your nose, taking that 3-part breath, and breathe out through your nose. And on your next inhalation, start to lift your arms over your head. Begin to lift your eyes. And as you exhale, take those hands right behind your shoulders or right behind your hips onto the floor. Turn your fingertips towards your body. Good. And from here, start to draw your shoulder blades together. So as you inhale, you're puffing up your chest as you inflate it with breath. And feel the strength of your fingers gripping the mat here as you spread the fingertips far apart, taking the weight off of your wrist. And exhale as you release. Just release here for a moment. Good. Now plant your hands behind your back again. Work to feel the strength of your triceps and your biceps here. Unwind your legs and press your feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in and press your sternum and your chest up and forward. And this time, gently look up. Feel the strength of your toes, your feet, your palms as everything grips the mat. And exhale as you release. Breathing in, go ahead and lift your heart back up. Look up. Press into the feet. Some of us may stay right here, opening the heart and strengthening the arms. Or you may fill up and start to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Breathe and look up to protect your neck. Feel the shoulders start to stretch and awaken, as well as that back body. Take one more inhale, inflating the belly as it floats towards the ceiling. And exhale as you slowly lower down. Good. Cross your legs. Take a deep breath in. Circle your arms up towards the ceiling. Fill your lungs up. Reach up. And as you exhale, start to come forward, hinging from your hips. Walk your fingertips out while you anchor those sitting bones down. Your hips might want to rise up, or your cheeks, but see that you actively press them down. And here's where you may be able to start to use your yoga props. Not super flexible, no problem. Go ahead and grab your blocks or your blanket and let your head come down. Or maybe you're already there like Marcy. Wherever you are, find 3 deep, even breaths here through your nose. As you inhale, feel your back body expand with your breath. And as you exhale, feel your frontal plane melt towards the yoga mat. Take a moment here in this forward fold, just identifying some of the muscles along your back, particularly this big muscle, your traps. Take a deep breath in, inflating your back, inflating, spreading the muscles, and exhale, releasing into your seated forward fold. On your next inhale, walk the hands towards your body, fill your lungs up, lift your arms up, and breathe. And then go ahead, place the hands right behind your hips again. Turn the fingertips towards your body. Good. Unwind your legs. And as you inhale, lift your chest up. So you have this option here, which feels really nice. You have the options to fill your lungs up and lift your hips up. And now you have another option here. You may straighten your legs out. And this can become reverse plank. Press your toenails down if your legs are extended. Press your toes down, the pads of your toes. If your breath becomes shortened here, come on back to that stable reverse table. Take one more inhale, lifting. Exhale, slowly lower down. Good. Cross your ankles. Fill your lungs up. Lift the hands up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Make your way to that forward fold. Take 5 deep breaths through your nose in your forward fold. Notice each one of your breaths as they flow through your nose. Inhale, lift the arms all the way back up towards the ceiling. Look up and go ahead and plant your hands. Let's make our way to our hands and our knees in the best way available for you. Take your time to get there. Tender knees, you might want to throw a blanket down to go underneath them or double up your yoga mat. And then take those knees far apart out to the corners of your yoga mat. Bring your toes together. Have a seat on your heels. Might want to also grab props here as well. If you have really tight hips or any injuries, maybe those hips don't come all the way down and they're up, and you let your forehead rest down. Wherever you are, breathe deeply and evenly through your nostrils. Child's pose is also a restorative pose other than that seated position that you can revisit at any time you feel like the mind is no longer strengthening. In those quiet moments during practice when your mind is starting to wander away from your breath, moving from the internal to the external, I invite you to come right back to this pose or a seated meditation and revisit your mantra, your intention. I am strong. Take 2 more deep breaths here in child's pose. And on your next inhalation, fill your belly up and rise up to your hands and knees in table pose. Straighten your arms, turn the smiles of your elbows forward, spread the fingers far apart. Start to fold your toes and lift your hips right up towards the ceiling. Now for some of us this morning, you might stay right here on the knees, and that's perfect. If you're on Instagram, you get to see Marcy, who will be doing the intensified variations of the poses. Otherwise, stay here with me on the hands and knees and take 5 deep breaths through your nose. In both poses, you can feel your muscles strengthening, both poses actually. In your down dog, look at your navel between your knees. And let's shake our heads right and left. Yes and no. Good. Then rise up to your toes. Take your feet far apart. Walk those feet off of your yoga mat this morning. Good. Then walk your hands back between your feet. Good. Lift up halfway with a nice flat back. Press the hamstrings back. Good. And lift up. Roll your shoulder heads back. As you exhale, fold all the way in. Then walk your hands over to your right foot. Take a breath in and raise your right arm up towards the sky. And start to rotate the wrists. Today, as we work to strengthen the muscles, strengthen the mind, we'll be in some weight-bearing positions where you will be on the wrist. Go ahead, walk your hands over to your left foot. Inhale, wave your left arm up towards the ceiling and breathe. Inflate your chest, and as you exhale, twist from your navel as if you're rinsing and wringing the oxygen out of your belly. Take one more breath, lifting the left arm up. Exhale, walk it back out to your downward facing dog. Take this wide leg down dog. Feel the muscles in the back, the muscles in the legs stretching here with your breath. And as you inhale, start to walk your feet back on the mat. Lift your heels off of the ground and walk your feet up to the top of your yoga mat. I'll meet you right here so you can still see me. As you inhale, lift up halfway with a nice flat back. Then maybe you use a block to keep the back flat. If you find yourself here, but you're not like all the way flat, bring the floor up to you and flatten out your back. Good. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your heart to your thighs. Hinging here from the hips with soft knees. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach your arms up as you root through the toes and the feet. And plant your hands together at your heart center. Good. Continue to stand, taking these deep breaths through your nose. Gazing over the tip of your nose. As you inhale, feel your heart rise. And as you exhale, release your hands down by your sides. In mountain pose. For a moment here in this mountain, just stand and breathe. Just tall and strong like a mountain. So rooted that nothing can move you. Nothing can move your mind away from your breathing. Take a moment here, big breath in, stacking the spine over the pelvis, deep breath out. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Good. Slide that right hand down your right thigh and reach your left arm all the way up and over. Keep breathing through your nose. On your next inhale, come back through center. Lift your fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Good. Let your left arm slide down your left leg, then reach the right arm all the way up and over. Good. Inhale, come back through center. Lift up, stretch your whole body, extend energy through the fingertips. As you exhale, fold forward over your straight, soft knees. Fill up, expand your belly and lift halfway up. As you exhale, plant the hands. Come on down to your hands and knees. Take your time to get there. From the hands and knees, take a deep breath in, expanding your rib cage. Walk the knees back just an inch. And as you exhale, lower halfway down. Keep the elbows in, Mars. And then inhale, come right back to the top. Already strengthening. Take a moment here to breathe. Yes, we're strengthening our muscles, but we're also working to strengthen our mind. So keep following your breath, even as you start to feel some sensations come up. Let's take a deep breath in here together. Exhale, lower just halfway down, letting your heart hover. Good. Inhale back to the top. Last one. You may straighten your legs out here and come to a full plank if you like, or you may keep those knees down. Either way, you're strengthening the arms and the core. Big breath in. Exhale, lower with control. Feel your navel reach back towards your spine. Press the toenails down. Come all the way onto your belly. Good. Today we're going to try a different heart opener. Reach your arms back behind you. Good. Take a big breath in and start to lift your heart up. Lift the toes up. Keep the legs together like one big leg. So those legs are active. Your back is strengthening. Exhale, plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Rise up to your hands and knees and maybe to downward facing dog like Marcy is, folding the toes under and lifting the hips up towards the sky. Beautiful work, everybody. I feel like I can see you. Go ahead and lift that right leg up and back behind you. Breathe through your nose. Good. Now separate your hands and bring that right foot between your hands. Good. Lower the left knee down. Bring your hands to your hips, or perhaps you bring your hands to a block. Wherever you are, check for a moment to see that your right knee is not beyond your right ankle, so we protect those joints. Now, this pose that we're moving into isn't necessarily often seen as a strengthening pose, but it 100% can be. So, Marcy, from where you are, bring the hands to the hips, draw the shoulder blades together, bring your right hip crease back, left hip forward, and maybe you sweep the arms over your head. Maybe you keep the arms on your hips. Maybe you lower your arms or your hands to the floor. The only thing that you're required to do in this practice is work to breathe through your nose. Strengthening not just your body, but your mind by letting it focus on one thing. Take one more inhale here, lifting your arms or lifting your chest. And as you exhale, surround that right foot. Come to your hands and knees or right to your downward facing dog, yogi's choice, and breathe. If you're on the hips, maybe move the hips from side to side. If you're in your downward dog, pedal your feet. Now let's try our other side. Step your left foot up between your hands and drop your right knee down to the yoga mat. Good. Once that left foot is firmly on your yoga mat, four corners connected, go ahead, rise up. And again, you can always stay here with your hands down on a block for support. You can always bring those hands to your hips or maybe at the top of your knee to gain more stability. Wherever you are, go ahead and lunge into that left knee. As you inhale, maybe you sweep your fingertips above your head and your heart. Feel your torso lengthening and strengthening. Take a deep breath in, look up. Good. Exhale, surround your left foot with both of your hands. Make your way to the top of your table or to your downward facing dog. And take 5 breaths. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. Breathe in, rib cage expanding. And breathe out as your rib cage contracts. Take 3 more deep breaths here, either with your hips lifted or with your knees lowered. And on your next inhale, rise up off of your knees or heels and walk your feet to the top of your yoga mat. As you inhale, lift up just halfway with a nice flat back. Exhale, fold all the way in. Bring your heart towards your thighs and look at the knees. Root through your feet. Fill your lungs up and lift your arms all the way up towards the ceiling and breathe through your nose. Bring the palms together at your heart center. And just for a moment, in that strong mountain pose, inhale through your nose. And exhale through the nose. Big breath in. Exhale, release into that strong mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms over your head. And slide your right hand down your right thigh as the left arm reaches up and over. And now maybe you lift that left foot up. Today we're strengthening. Feel that right leg strengthen, but also your abdominal muscles as you engage the ribs here in the core. Exhale, lower your left foot down if it's lifted. Inhale, come back through center and change sides. Take that side bend over to the left. Maybe lifting the right foot up, maybe not. If it's lifted and we're falling, not worrying, just breathing. Inhale, come back through center. Lift the arms with the foot down. Get a little back bend here. Arching back. Exhale, fold forward, squeezing all of that stale air out of the belly. Inhale as you lengthen halfway up, inflating your belly. Exhale, come on down to your hands and knees. Maybe it's a plank for you this morning. Wherever you are, fill your body up, make it light and buoyant. Exhale, lower halfway down, just halfway. Inhale, back to the top. Good, halfway down again. Good, back to the top. Now come all the way down to your belly. Release your body down to the floor. As you inhale, draw your arms back behind you and fly as the back strengthens. Good. Plant your hands down up under your shoulders and rise to your stable table. And then maybe right to your downward dog, wherever you are. 5 deep breaths through the nose. That can even be that restorative child's pose, with your hips back and your head down. That can even be a comfortable seat as you work to follow your breath and breathe in and breathe out. And on that next inhale, rise up to your toes or come off of your knees or your bottom and make your way to the top of your yoga mat in your forward fold. Good, and from here we're going to bend our knees. Take your feet hips distance apart. You can gauge that simply by looking down at your ankles and kind of drawing this line up towards your hip flexors. Other yogis determine it by putting a block between their legs to see what hips distance is, or 2 fists between their feet. So see that your feet are underneath those hips. If you have any back problems, maybe take the feet a little wider. If your back is all cool, you can also bring your toes together and separate your heels about the distance of a golf ball. So go ahead, bend the knees here. Sweep your arms up over your heart and head in chair pose. This pose is extremely good for strengthening your quadriceps, strengthening your core, and strengthening your back and your arms. Take a deep breath in here, scooping and toning low belly, allowing those thighs to become parallel with your yoga mat as you shift your weight back to your heels. So much so that maybe you can even let those toes float off of the mat for a couple breaths as you work to strengthen the structures supporting your bones and muscles. You know, those ligaments and tendons. Take another deep breath in here, lifting the arms up. Yes, exhale, fold over your straight, soft knees. Let it all go. Inhale as you lift up halfway, stretch your back and hamstrings. Plant your hands and lower down to your hands and knees. Now here are those 3 little push-ups for your heart. Feel free to take them out and move right to downward dog if you'd like. Otherwise, fill up. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, back to the top. Good. And go ahead, keep those elbows in tight towards your body to protect the rotator cuffs. Now slowly lower all the way down to your belly. Good. It can always be child's pose, Morris. Inhale, lift your heart up. Get a little back bend. Or you can float your heart up, engaging your back in this other variation. Good. And come on to your hands and knees. And right to your downward dog. And breathe through your nose. Just want to check into the comments to see how everyone is doing, how everyone is feeling. Good, good. All right, lift that right leg up and back behind you, whether you're on your knees or in your downward dog. And slowly step your right foot between your hands. Good. Lift up halfway. See that that right foot is planted down and lower your left knee down to the yoga mat. Good. Bring the hands to your hips and get rooted here. And as you inhale, maybe you lift your arms up. Maybe you leave them down. If you need a little bit more this morning, I'm going to offer you an intensification. You can fold those left toes under and start to lift your left knee up. Lifting the arms up in crescent warrior. And if your breath has become short or your focus completely shifted outside of you because we're starting to build heat, I invite you to lower that left knee back down. Wherever you are, take another big inhale through your nose. Let it lift your whole torso towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, surround that right foot and lower down to your hands and knees, or maybe the top of a plank, and gently bring the chest down to the yoga mat before your pelvis. Press the toenails down, inhale, lift your heart and open it, and exhale to your down dog or that stable table. Breathe in through the nose and out through your nose. And then take a full inhalation and allow that left leg to float up and back behind you. As you exhale, plant the left foot between your palms. Good. And fold your right toes under so the pads of your toes are pressing onto the floor. Bring your hands to your hips and breathe. Maybe that right knee lifts up like Marcy if you're watching Instagram, or maybe that right knee stays down. Wherever you are, fill up and lift something up with your breath. Maybe it's your collarbones that are lifting. Maybe it's your arms that are lifting. Maybe it's your whole body and energy lifting with this breath. Exhale, surround your left foot and come on down to your hands and knees or your downward facing dog. And take 5 breaths here through your nose. And when we say 5 rounds of breath in yoga, we mean a full inhalation through your nose and a complete exhalation through your nose. So go ahead and take 3 more of those full rounds of breaths. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Once your body is empty, fill it up and rise up off of your knees or your heels and come to the front of your yoga mat. Bend your knees here And sweep the arms up over your head in chair pose. And breathe through your nose here. So this is a very challenging pose. And as I listed all of the physical benefits of this pose and how it strengthens your body, keep breathing here. Knees bent, arms up. This pose also strengthens the mind by working to stay calm, maybe in a seeming state of chaos. So when you feel hot, when you feel bothered, what happens? You start to breathe really quickly. But see if you can reverse that fight or flight response by taking these deep, calming breaths. Bring your hands to your heart, Marcy, breathe. Or you can hang out in a forward fold. Rely on your breath to get you through the challenging moments. Dig down deep for that inner strength. And take 2 more breaths. Heart lifting, hips lowering. One more inhalation through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. Let it all go. Fill up and lift just halfway. Stretch and extend your low back. And then go ahead and plant your hands. Come on down to your hands and knees. Good. We're going to do a weight bearing pose for your muscles and your bones. So from here, she said, whew, I feel you, girl. Go ahead, come onto that left knee and take your right leg out like a kickstand. Good. So reach that right leg back behind you and then lift your right arm up towards the sky. Peel it open and stack your right shoulder over your left. This is a supported side plank. This is a great pose for bearing your own weight and building muscles. You can also straighten both legs out. And now this becomes a full plank. You may even lift your right leg up towards the sky and take this even further. Wherever you are, try to continue to breathe deeply and evenly through your nose. So we're not only strengthening our body here, but our minds and our focus. Go ahead, lower down to the hands and knees. Let's change sides. Walk your right hand in towards the middle of your mat. Extend your left leg back this time and spin it down so the outer edges of your left foot are pressing down. As you inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky, stacking shoulder over shoulder. And every time we bear our weight like this, breath by breath, we're building our bone density and preventing osteoporosis for you ladies up there. Try to take 5 more balanced breaths here. Your knee can be lowered down, or that knee can be lifted, coming into a full supported side plank, building strength in the bones and in the muscles. Good. Exhale, go ahead and lower that left hand down and breathe. Come to the hands and knees. Good. As you inhale, drop your belly and lift your chest and look up in your cow pose. As you exhale, round your back, peek at your belly, let your head hang low. Good. As you inhale, lift the heart, fill the lungs. And as you exhale, round your back, let your head go. Just take 2 more of these cat and cows slowly as we start to use the heat that we built to melt away any tension and stress residing deep in our muscles. Good. Go ahead and come to a nice, flat, stable table here. Good. And then cross your ankles and bring your feet through in front of you. Take your time to get there. And you can make your way to that seated position in any way that's good for you. And hug your knees in. Now, right now, I'm going to pretend like we're all here together on this pose. So go ahead, hug your knees into your chest. This is a strengthening pose that we do a lot in our yoga classes. Go ahead, take any roundness out of your spine as you sit here. You might be sitting like this right now, but as you inhale, fill your belly and your chest up and take that roundness out of your low back. Draw your legs together, bring the inner thighs together so your whole core is fired up right now, just sitting like this. You're getting to those transverse abdominals deep at the core of your belly. So take a deep breath in here, fill it up as the belly presses against the thighs. As you exhale, draw your belly away from your thighs. Inhale, press your belly up against the thighs. Exhale, draw it away from the thighs. So right here, you're working. If you need a little more this morning, go ahead, start to let those feet float up without adding any roundness to the spine. You can also catch underneath your knees in this variation of goat pose. Good. If you need a little more, you can always lift the legs up. If you need a little less, indicated by you panting or breathing quickly, you can let the feet hover. You can even lower them. Wherever you are in this position, you're building strength in your abdominal muscles. More importantly, you're building strength in your mind by not giving up on that focus of the breath moving into your body and the breath moving out. Go ahead, lower your feet down. Let your forehead rest in your knees. Giving yourself a little hug here. Now in this next round, we're going to do it together. So take a deep breath in, fill your belly up, lift your chest up, taking any roundness out of your back. And as you inhale, lift your heart. Maybe lift your feet off of the floor. Breathing in and out. Good. Go ahead. Lift the legs. Maybe not. Wherever you are is fine. But I want you to reach your arms out. Pretend like we're about to hold hands. Grab my hand. Marcy, grab my hand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower halfway back. Woo. Inhale. Let's lift each other back to the top. Good. Exhale. Let's come halfway back. Good. Inhale. Let's lift each other back to the top. Exhale. Halfway back. Engaging all of your abdominal muscles here. Inhale. Let's lift each other back to the top. Ooh, 5 breaths here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your feet. Give yourself a little hug here. I'm going to give you a virtual hug for us lifting each other up. And then go ahead, take the hands behind your hips. Plant your palms and your feet down. And this reverse table or reverse plank are going to feel a lot different now that we've warmed up. On your next inhale, lift your chest. Maybe you lift your hips. Maybe you straighten your legs out, coming into a full reverse plank. Wherever you are, in whichever variation, take 5 deep breaths through your nose. This is our last strengthening position. Other than bridge pose. There you go, Mars. Let your head fall back in your shoulder girdle so there's no tension or stress on the shoulders and neck. Exhale, slowly lower down if your hips are lifted. Good. Cross your legs. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Circle your arms up towards the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward, letting go. Fold in. Maybe your forehead rests on a block. Maybe it rests on a blanket. Just taking a moment to use the heat that we've built to melt away any tension or tightness in your muscles. Take 5 breaths through the nose. And then slowly begin to inflate your belly and your chest, lift your body up, fill your lungs up, and reach the arms up towards the sky. Look up. Good, then go ahead and hug your right knee in towards your chest as you extend that left leg all the way out. You're going to stretch the whole body now, Take your right hand right behind your hips and turn the fingertips away from your body. You can take that left hand to your right knee and straighten up your back, or you can take your elbow and take it outside of the knee, whichever is available for you. And take a big inhale and lift your chest up and lift the very top of your head, the crown to the ceiling, so you're lengthening your spine here. And peek over the right shoulder. As you exhale, come forward and let that right knee fall down to the floor. Turn your body towards your left leg. Take a big inhalation through your nose. Lift the arms towards the sky. Look up, reach up, and then reach out to catch your left knee. Maybe it's your left shin today. Maybe it's your left foot. Maybe it's your ankle. Whatever you got. Take a breath in. Lift your chin out towards your toes to elongate your lumbar spine. And as you exhale, fold all the way in here. Maybe letting that right ear move in the direction of your left knee so you can really get a stretch out of that low back. Good. Feeling all of the muscles along your back lengthen with your breath. Breathe in and slowly breathe out. Breathe into the nose and breathe out through your nose. Feel your hamstrings getting longer here, stretching out. Slowly start to lift your body up, and we'll change sides. Extend that right leg long and hug your left knee into your body. And then place your left hand right behind your hips with the fingertips pointing away from your body. You can grab your left knee, or you can lift the arm up and take your right elbow outside of your knee. Neither is better than the other. Go ahead and twist as you peek over your left shoulder. See that you're flexing your right foot, so you're also stretching the legs, engaging and strengthening your quads. Big breath in, using the left arm like a kickstand. And exhale as you release your hold and let your left knee fall down to the floor. Take a deep breath in, lift your arms up towards the sky. And exhale as you reach out to catch your right knee. Maybe it's your right ankle, maybe it's your right foot. Wherever you are is good. As long as you're breathing deeply and evenly through your nose. So at all times we're cultivating that mental strength. So even when we want to tap out and judge a pose, oh, this feels good, oh, this doesn't. See if you can focus your mind just on one thing for the next 15 minutes of class, which is this breath flowing into your body and the breath flowing out of your body. On your next inhale, start to lift your body up. Take your time to get there. Straighten both legs out in front of you now. I love this one. It's a simple pose, but does the trick. Internally rotate those legs. Bring your ankle bones together. Take any flesh from underneath your sitting bones so you can get good and grounded here. Take a big breath in. Sweep the arms up over your head. Get your peace fingers out. Reach out to catch your big toes. If you can't catch them, perfect. You're in the right place to be. You get a little bit more flexible every time you meet your mat. So maybe you catch your ankles or your shins or your knees. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in, lifting chin out to toes. As you exhale, fold forward. And a lot of people don't think about this pose as a strengthening pose. But again, in any yoga pose, you have that option, that opportunity to practice strengthening your mind. Noticing that breath as it moves into the belly, expanding it, expanding your back body. And noticing that life-giving breath as it flows out, drawing you deeper into this fold, deeper into yourself, and more connected with this present moment. Find 3 more complete rounds of breaths here in this forward fold. Looking at your navel or at your knees so there's no tension on your neck. And then slowly come on up and make your way down to your backs. Take your time to get there. You may be using those elbows to get you down, or maybe your core is still strengthening. Once you make it down to your backs, let both shoulder blades touch the ground and bend your knees. Plant your hands beside you and plant both feet into the mat, all 4 corners. Take a deep breath in here, filling the belly, the ribs, the chest. As you exhale, feel everything soften down into your yoga mat. Breathe in, inflate your belly, and let it rise up towards the ceiling. Moving into bridge pose here. Let those thighs, those inner thighs, keep reaching towards one another. And try not to look at the screen as I just did. Look at the ceiling to protect your neck here and your shoulders. For some of us, this might be too much this morning on the neck and shoulders, so you can grab your block or a blanket or even a pillow from your bed and place it up underneath your low back. Wherever you find yourself, take another deep breath here and this heart-opening back bend. As you exhale, slowly release your breath and your hips. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Good, we'll try one more round of our back bend. Place your feet down onto the floor. Allow your hands to come by your sides. If you've taken our classes out in the real world, you know we give you lots of options, so feel free to move into a full wheel pose with your hands here, with your whole body up, if that's within your practice. Go ahead, fill up and lift up to your variation of a back bend. If your shoulders are still down, maybe this round for bridge pose, you walk the shoulder blades together up underneath your back and interlace your fingers. For everything that we stretch or strengthen, it's good to stretch so those muscles don't get tight. Muscles can get so tight they can even become calcified. So we want to keep those muscles strong yet soft with balance. Exhale, slowly lower down. Squeeze your knees into your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Good. Press your footprints all the way up to the ceiling. This is a standard closing posture. All day we walk and our blood is flowing down. This is a good opportunity for that blood to flow in the opposite direction, giving it a chance to cleanse. Keep breathing here. Maybe even flexing the feet so those hamstrings grow longer. If it feels good for you or it's in your practice, feel free to lift your hips up to stack over your shoulders, moving into a shoulder stand. Another option you have here is to take your block and place it here, which feels really nice. If you have your hips up like Marcelina does on our IG, work to draw those elbows together. And now that your lungs are compressed, take even deeper, fuller breaths through your nose. Breathing in as you feel the chest rise, and breathing out as you feel everything release. Good. As you exhale, come down vertebra by vertebra. Bend your knees and hug the knees in towards your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Take your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot and take your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot. You can also catch right underneath the knees and start to rock from side to side in your variation of happy baby. which is usually how we feel after we feel strong in any situation. Just happy. Go ahead and open those hips up as you rock it out. And then go ahead, lower your feet down. Open your arms wide to a T and allow your knees to windshield wiper from right to left. Good. Go ahead and hug your right knee in towards the chest and extend your left leg long. Let your right arm splay out to the right side and then begin to draw your right knee all the way over to the left side of your body. Let your chin fall to your right shoulder and breathe here in this spinal twist. Feel those muscles along your back in your inner core. All the muscles that we work to strengthen today. Just kind of feel them gently stretch with your breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. Then go ahead, bring both of your knees back through center. Extend your right foot forward and hug your left leg in towards your body. Breathe. Allow your left hand to come all the way out to your left side and begin to draw that left knee over to the right side of your body. Let your chin fall to your left shoulder. And you see that shoulder is going to want to lift. Maybe you bring the knee up a little higher so that shoulder will remain down. Breathe in as your ribs separate with breath. And breathe out as you let your shoulders and any tension and stress within those muscles around them release. Good. Slowly bring those knees back through center. Give yourself a little hug here. Tighten the muscles. Breathe. Exhale. Let it all go. Let it all go. Straighten your legs out to the corners of your yoga mat. Let your hands come by your sides. With your hands on the floor, gently flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Then lie down. Close your eyes. Seal your lips. And while on your back, return to your normal rate of respiration. Good. Breathing in and out through your nose. Now you can stay in Shavasana, our last pose, as long as you like. This is something we do in class for about 5 to 10 minutes. So stay here in this restful state of awareness. And the strengthening part of this pose is not falling asleep, but just observing your entire mind. Observing your entire body. If you'd like to go ahead and close the practice with me, begin to reawaken your body, adding some movement to your toes and your fingers. Let your chin fall from one shoulder to the other. Take a big breath in, reach your arms over your head, fill your lungs up. Exhale as you let it all go. Bring the knees into your chest and rock from side to side, up to a seated position where the palms come together. Namaste. Kind of went through the last part on our Instagram a little quickly because the Instagram video was about to end But for those of you on Facebook, I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to spend some more time in Shavasana, I definitely encourage you to do so. Go ahead and lie down, lie back. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. And let's work to stay strong, not only in body, but in mind. Namaste.